Welcome to another edition of the Artist Spotlight Show being brought to you this evening by Music Dreams USA Radio Worldwide. And we're coming to you live from our brand new studios up in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Music Dreams USA Radio, we just opened up our office today. And so, what better way to open up our office than doing another Artist Spotlight Show live from Myrtle Beach? Our show is being brought to you by Biker Bay Barber and Company, and also the Blue Shamrock record label, Mr. Stephen Brady. On the show tonight, we have a special guest. Her name is Samantha Dan. Just a brand new song. It's all over the charts. We're going to find out about that song. How did that song come up? And what she's up to now? How did she begin her musical journey? We'll find out this and much more. And so without any further delay, let's welcome to the show, Miss Samantha Dan. What is up, Miss Samantha Dan?
Good morning, Russell, or good evening over there. How you going?
We are doing well. How about you?
I'm good. I'm great. I'm very good. I'd like to be in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, well, you know what? We just opened up our office here, and we're super excited about that. And we're broadcasting live. So you know what? With this interview, you are our very first artist that we're interviewing live from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
No, number one, yes. OG.
I know you're so excited about that. We're excited too. And so you're all the way from Australia. What part of Australia are you from?
Well, I'm based in the Gold Coast, which is sort of similar to your where is Disney World? I was just there. Disney World over there. Where's your Disney World?
Oh, that's up in Orlando.
Florida? Yeah. Orlando. So it's kind of similar to there, but originally I come from Alice Springs, which is the middle of Australia, which is the outback. So, but based in Gold Coast at the moment.
So you must like steak then, huh?
I do like steak. My uncle had cattle stations, so I had to like steak. You get kicked out of the family.
There you go. Keep it in the family. So let's kick off the show this evening, and people are watching now and will be watching later. Can you maybe bring us up to speed on how you got into music and where you are right now?
Okay. Well, my father's an entertainer. His name's Scott Dan, and so I grew up surrounded by musos my entire life, and I would just go in when they had rehearsals and stuff. I would just go in and annoy them as a child and start singing. And Dad would say to me, you got to do something with that voice. And so eventually he would just throw me in the deep end with I don't know if you guys have heard of the Drifters and all of those kind of fabulous people. He would just throw me on stage with them. So baptism of fire. And that just sort of built some confidence. And I don't know if you've heard of my cousin Troy Dan. He had a hit TV series around the world. It was called Outback Adventures. It was kind of like the Crocodile Dundee type series, and so it was just in my blood. I was always going to be a singer, so I was surrounded by it and got thrown in, and I just loved it. And I would watch Dad growing up, and they would just look at him like in awe, like he was a god. And I thought, I want to do that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So family heritage, yes.
So it's in the blood.
Yes, definitely in the blood. Like
Let's
steak.
talk about your song. Let's jump right into your song. I mean, you have a hot song right now. It's hitting the charts. Can you maybe talk to our listeners about that song and how did it come about and what do you think about it right now? What kind of feedback are you getting?
Okay, well, Wild Child, she's doing some good things out in the wild. I actually was given, it was pitched to me by Scott Dorsey, who is Engelbert Humperdinck's son, and also his management team. He's a friend of mine, and it came across his desk, and he rang me and he said, I've got this song. It's from Nashville. And it screams you all over, which I kind of took as a compliment. I don't know if you've heard it, but I hope it's a compliment. I took it as a compliment. And so I recorded that because it's all about, just being free and just letting loose and just having fun, like I really, one of my mottos is I believe fun is vastly underrated. So it's just one of those songs that you can turn up loud and you can just dance around your kitchen or wherever you are and like no one's watching type thing. It's a freedom and just letting your wild child scream out and do what they want to do, really. So I was pretty excited when he contacted me about the song. So I released it, and it went to number one here probably about 2 weeks ago.
Wow,
And
congratulations.
thank you, thank you. It was very exciting. You could have knocked me over with a feather. And yeah, so that's how Wild Child came to be originally.
Wow, that's amazing.
Mm.
And
Yes.
growing up, who does not know Engelbert Humperdinck? I mean, who doesn't know who
Yeah.
that is? You know what I mean?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
what a great artist he is, and the fact he
Oh,
reaches out to you, and it gives you a song idea, and you take it, you run with it, and it goes all the way to number one. I mean, it doesn't get any
oh,
better than that, right?
Oh, incredible, Russ! Because I grew up listening to him. Like Dad would be doing him in the Sydney clubs over there, over here, and I grew up listening to his songs, and I mean, he's amazing, and he's still going. Scott's just organising another tour for him now, and he's like, I think 90, like 89 or something.
Wow, he's
I
that old,
know.
huh? He's like 89.
Yes, yeah, he's incredible. He told me this story actually when his dad was doing Vegas in the younger years, and he said, he had his after he was doing like 2 shows a night or 3 shows a day or something, and continuously every day for I think it was 3 months straight. And at the end of those 3 shows, instead of walking, he would jog behind the limo on the way home just to get some exercise and stuff. I mean, he's just incredible. He's just incredible. That's
You
why
know,
he can still tour.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny you say that. I mean, especially nowadays. I mean, people are living longer now. They're taking better
Yes.
care of themselves, they're eating better and exercising, all that good stuff. And, a
Yep.
lot of people are living a lot longer. So, yeah, it's great to hear
Yes.
that you still got a music icon still alive and kicking. He's getting ready to hit the road. I mean, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us.
You're
And so,
welcome.
as we continue with this interview, let me ask you this. When it comes to songwriting, other than getting, song referrals that we just talked about, right? What
Uh-huh.
does your songwriting look like? Is it based on personal experiences, or is it more of, because I know nowadays, especially up in Nashville, they have these computers with all these words, and they kind of like mix the words to the beats and all that. And we just interviewed another artist from Nashville, and he was like telling us that that's kind of like how they do it, but he doesn't want to do it that way. He's more like personal, just kind of like writing songs personal and all that. What does songwriting look like for you?
Well, my mum was a very strong influence on me growing up, and they used to strongest woman I've ever known in my life. She was, and I think that's why I'm drawn to strong artists like Dolly and Shania and Dolly's little sister, Stella. But I think because of those influences, I have to have it has to really touch my heart. So it has to either be like a little bit sassy, a little bit of attitude. And I want to tell you the title of the next song that I'm writing, but I'm not allowed to yet. But it really is because I think that most things, if you add a little bit of humor to it, there's nothing in life that can't be lightened by humor. So a lot of my writing has either tongue in cheek, a bit of tongue in cheek in it, definitely from my experiences, or it has to touch something that inside of me that I either believe in or that makes me laugh, or something that's happened to me, or so I definitely personal experiences, but with a dash of humor in it and sass, like, so just to make it fun. Just to make it fun. So it's definitely not dark. My writing is there's nothing dark, and I mean country talks about real life, which is why I'm attracted to it too. But it doesn't have to be sad, like everything's an experience. You either win or learn, right? That's what life's about. So yeah, and keeping it positive. I like to stay positive when I'm not being sassy. Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, as we're discussing your musical career, um, obviously, there's been a lot of ups and downs. Obviously, I would think, how do you persevere to continue to what you're doing right now?
Um, Well, a good tip. I always try and I have this book and it's called Positive Affirmations, and I just read them when, I'm down. I've also just come up with this trick recently when things get tough, and you just don't want to put the energy into it for a second or something's going on or whatever. I've actually got these liquid chalk markers and put them all over my mirrors, with some affirmations so that when I'm feeling like that, and I'm very lucky with family, like we were raised in a very positive atmosphere. I was very lucky. And not to you can visit that place down there, but you don't stay there long till you get back up again. So whenever I'm feeling things getting on top of me or a little bit negative, I'll just I'll take my mind to the gym and, I'll make conscious choices to either just go for a walk or something like that, or just read something positive and not let myself stay there for very long because it's not fun there. I don't want to stay there.
I hear. Do you have any tours coming up right now?
I do. It's in Australia at the moment, but we're also looking at Europe, and because apparently countries really big in Germany and Spain, which I really didn't know about. But
Wow.
I'd love to tour over there. That's my America is my most favorite place. It's like my second home. I love the US. I just love it. I love everything about it. All the people, just everything. I love it over there. So hopefully over there soon.
So you think you might be coming to the States to do some live performances?
Oh, definitely. Yes. I've actually in Nashville I performed in Layla's and I've done some a couple of shows down at the Honky Tonks at Broadway there. Have you been down there?
Oh yeah, I love Nashville.
Oh,
Nashville's a cool
oh,
town.
oh. It's so fun. I think they should send anyone who's depressed to all the honky tonks down at Broadway and you just can't it's like Disneyland for adults, I reckon. It's just there's just no way you can be down after. It's just such a happy place. I guess because I love music so much too, um yeah, I'm coming over to record with Pat Holt. I don't know if you know Pat Holt. He's a brilliant producer in Nashville. He's recorded Johnny Cash and Dolly and just about a million other people. But we've been friends for a long time. I recorded Harper Valley with him a while ago. So I'll be over there to record that, and he's got some things lined up apparently before the end of the year, hopefully.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, if you're
Mm,
down,
mm.
that's your opportunity to come down to up to Myrtle Beach now.
100%. I'd love to come to Myrtle Beach. It's just even, it sounds like a cool name. For us over here, it's all like the movies. Every name you have over there is like we can equate it to a song or a movie that we've watched. And
Yeah,
Myrtle Beach,
you come on down to Myrtle Beach. We'll bring you in the studios here, and we'll do another live interview with you.
definitely sitting right next to you. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah, we're loving our new studios here. It's a great location, and it's just really great to be here. And so let's just jump back to you though. So during your musical career,
Mhm.
is there anything maybe you look back and say, "Man, I should have done that differently"? Anything?
Actually, not that anything didn't go wrong, plenty went wrong, but I don't really believe in regrets. I think that anything, like I said, I really believe that you either win or you learn. And I look at those things and the timing, was just I think life has seasons, especially career, and it has seasons. And obviously, there was a time where because I had a lot of success early in my career with when I recorded Harper Valley over in Nashville, and Jeannie C. Riley, she must have it flagged or something. So whenever anything comes up on and you put it on, because it was on high rotation on some video clip playlists, and her people reached out to me and said, that out of everyone that's recorded it, my version was her favorite, which just blew me away because she's just, I mean, what a woman. And so I had a lot of success, but then naturally, my daughter, took priority through some of those years. So, but it never actually left me, the singing. It was just the music never left me. It was just sort of waiting in the passenger seat for the next adventure and now it seems, and then COVID came and all that sort of thing, and I tried to behave myself for a few years, but that was really boring.
Join the club.
Yeah. So I was like, yep, no, okay, done with that. And now it just seems that everything's firing on all at once, the songs, the opportunities and the timing, and it just feels like this is right. It's all supposed to be happening now, which is good.
If you had 4 words to describe you as an artist, what would they
Oh,
be?
um, fun, um, high energy. Is that one or two words? High energy,
I'll give I'll,
fun.
I'll give you 2 on that one.
Okay. Fun, high energy, um, and um, pop rock. Is that 4?
Okay, that'll do it. What do you think? I mean, what do you think about the music industry as it stands today?
I think there's everyone's scared of the whole AI thing, and it is scary. It is scary, but it's also wonderful, and there's nothing we can do to stop it right now. So I think we've got to, know your enemy type thing, which is the AI. But I feel, from my point of view, I feel like it's all sort of coming back, and countries. I mean, I know over there countries had high, a resurgence for many, many years, but over here it hasn't. And it feels like over here in Australia, it's really starting to get a resurgence, and it's starting to just take over the airwaves and starting to, which it should have always had. But so I'm pretty excited about the energy around country right now in Australia. And I mean, I'm always excited about the energy over in Nashville with country because it's just intoxicating. I took my daughters over there last time, and they were in the studio with me and Pat, and she's never really seen it through her whole life. And we were sitting there, and she was in there for about an hour with me, and Pat and I were just like la, 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 and going over songs, and full on. And she just said, Mum, I get it. I get it. You just breathe it, and especially when you're over there, it's intoxicating. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about the industry. Is the answer?
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. I mean, it's come
Yeah.
a long way. It's really changed a lot too, right? Kind of like what you just talked
Yes.
about. And you have a lot of artists that are now crossing over. Post
Yes.
Malone,
Finally.
Beyonce.
Yeah.
And there's some others as well.
Yes.
It just seems like music has really changed a lot. And so
Yes.
what do you think about that?
Yeah. I think it's a good thing to cross over, because I mean I'm never one to be put in a box. So um I think that music shouldn't be put in a box. And when you allow a blend of the different genres and stuff, I think that it brings people together more. I think that it makes them understand each other. I've heard all the things that people don't like about it, and I get it, but I feel like it brings people from that genre. It brings them into country. And that's never a bad thing, I don't think. Mm.
Yeah, I hear you. And so let's continue as we're talking about music. And my next question to you is going to be, you know, what do you think about before you go live on stage? Do you have like any pre-rituals where maybe you do something like every day before you go live on the stage? Now, the second part of that question is, when you do get on stage and you perform,
Mhm.
what is the message that you want to send out to the people who've come to pay to listen to you sing?
Great questions you have, Russell.
I know I'm looking at my T-shirt right now. No.
I'm, I'm completely unprepared for all of them. Thank you. Well, before I go on, I've started this new practice actually of this 10-minute. It's like a yoga relaxation, because with as opposed to, you know, musical instruments like your guitar or your piano, you know, that can't kind of get bent over or you know, tense. So this is your instrument when you're a singer, so you really have to pay attention to what it's all doing and where your mind's at. So I take the time to again read the affirmations. Everyone's going to be like, her and her affirmations, but anyway, and you know, do a little bit of yoga, and drink a lot of coffee, and just keep hydrated, and a funny story, I just have to tell you quickly. When you said, "What do you do before you go on stage?" You know, pre-ritual, we were doing a big Sydney theatre club this one time, Dad and myself, and we're about to go on stage, and I'd done all the rituals and everything, but I was obviously preoccupied with something else, and they're just sort of, you know, the drummer's there, and he's introducing me, and we're backstage, and I'm going on first, and Dad, before he goes on, that one ritual is like, he does this thing, and I just go like, get away from me, Dad, please go away, get away from me. And I couldn't remember the first word of the first line of the song before I went out, and I'm going to him, Dad, what's the first line? And he's going, oh, it's right. And I've got like, I'm grabbing him, I'm shaking, what's the first line of the song, Dad? What's the first line of the song? And he's going, just go, because he's, you know, been doing it for 10 million years. And he's like, you know, I just go out and get him, just go out and get him, talk to him. And then, yeah, and you remember it 2 seconds before, you know, so that was a pre-ritual I didn't want to continue, but it all turned out okay. And when I'm on stage, um, the message of the song, it depends what song I'm singing as to what message I'm sending. But I think overall, someone told me a while ago, you know, that people don't remember what you said or how you said it, they just remember how they felt, you know, the feeling that they got. And so I guess I really want people to feel happier, you know, that the world was a bit brighter when they left, that they felt a bit brighter and happier, and had some, you know, serotonin release while they were there, and just left that the thinking that the world is a bit brighter.
That's awesome. Now,
Yeah.
what's the funniest thing that's ever happened to you on stage?
So
Now,
many
remember,
live
this
shows.
is a family show now.
Right, okay. Well, now I live. I mean, there's plenty of times that it sort of heads south as far as, you know, sound and lighting and all that kind of thing. But I mean, that's half the fun of live shows, is that, you know, you just kind of think on your feet. And then I remember one time on stage, the whole thing just cut out. All the like there was an electricity short, you know, and everyone just sort of got out there. At that time, there was some lighters around, and they got up their lighters, and some got out their phones, and we started just singing acoustically for for about one verse, and thank God it came back on, and you know, that was pretty funny. But funny thing, it actually brought us closer as a artist and an audience together. So it was something that went wrong, but it ended up being, you know, pretty memorable. So that's probably, I don't know if it was funny. It wasn't funny at the time, but looking back, it was funny. Mm.
All right. I appreciate you sharing that with us. Now, as we wind down on our interview this evening, how
Mhm.
can our the listeners watching now, will be watching later, how can they get in contact with you to download your amazing music?
Well, I'm on all the socials, all the Facebook, Insta, and TikTok and YouTube. Samantha Dan Official is just across all of those, basically. So they can contact me there. And I'm about to release some teasers for the next song, that I've got another single that I'm releasing in about 3 weeks, about 3 or 4 weeks. So I'm about to release some teasers on there to just let people know a little bit about it, but I'm not allowed to tell you what the name is. You'll love the name. I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay, you promise? I'm going to hold you to that.
As long as you keep it to yourself. No one's listening, right?
I'm great. I'm so good at keeping secrets. Trust me.
This is not what I heard, Russell.
Well, the inquiring minds want to know. What have you heard?
Vicious rumors, vicious rumors.
Is there anything you'd like to share with our audience?
Um, just thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the support from the audience, and I would love to see them all over in Myrtle Beach and in America, and just to be positive and stay happy and get some liquid chalk for your mirror.
I like that. I mean, I'm gonna steal that
It's so
idea.
good. You
I'm
you
totally gonna
should.
steal
It's
that idea.
so good.
I'm gonna
You're
steal that
good.
idea.
Good. Good.
How did you and Stephen Brady and Blue Shamrock record label? How did you guys hook up?
Stephen Brady, he's amazing. He's so good at what he does. He's incredible at his promotion. Um, my dad actually found Stephen because Dad knows just about everyone. So Dad found Stephen. I met him via my father when we released Wild Child, and so now I won't be letting him go in the near future.
Oh,
He'll be
that's
for all
cool.
my singles. Yeah, yeah. How did you meet him?
Gosh, we go back. It's got to be like over 6 years, I would think, if
Really?
not longer. Yeah,
Really?
the Artist Spotlight Show with Blue Shamrock record label is probably about 5 to 6 years old right now, if not more.
Wow. Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and one day before we started doing the Artist Spotlight Show, we came up with this idea about doing the Artist Spotlight Show, and
Uh-huh.
we kind of like ran ideas by each other, and next thing you knew, we started getting artists like every week, and that's kind of what we're doing right now. So we've been strong almost like weekly. There's been a few times where we had to take a little step back because of behind the scene things that were going on. But
Yes.
I mean,
Challenges.
the Artist Spotlight Show has grown tremendously, and
It has.
it truly has. And it's all about you know taking care of the upcoming aspiring artists like yourself, and getting your name out there, and getting you on the air and have some fun. And that's what it's all about. And so we've been
Mm.
blessed to have it. So yeah, I'm glad to have you for our first show in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You're never going to forget this one.
I'm never gonna be, and we couldn't do it without you. So, independent artists, it would be the biggest struggle. So appreciate you. We really do. We really do. Mm.
Well, yeah, it's a pleasure to do it. And what do you think about if there's one thing the music industry could do differently, what would that be and why?
Differently. Oh, this is a loaded question, Russell.
I know. We always close the show with a bang, and besides, when you come to the Artist Spotlight Show, expect the unexpected.
That's that can be your catchphrase. Yes. Um, Probably, I think, well, from Australia's point of view, and because certainly Nashville, there's a lot of live music over there, whereas here we don't have as much live music. So I think the music industry could promote bands and artists more and spend more money on, because music is life, and people that they want to go out and have a break and escape from everyday life and refill their cup. So I think the one thing, so I guess I don't know if that's the music industry, but if it could just be more live entertainment out everywhere basically, and probably more female artists.
Ah, I like that. I like that. I like how you took that in there.
Did you get that? Was that
Ooh,
smooth?
I like that. We're,
I'll
we're gonna
never
have, we're,
notice.
we're gonna bring you on a radio station. I think we can find a spot for you.
Yes, I'm in.
Well, it's so nice. It's so much laughing with you, and thank you for your time and your
Thank you,
amazing
Russell.
music, and keep up the great work. And remember, when you come to Nashville, you gotta stop by Myrtle Beach.
Oh, 100%. I am going to do that. It is on the itinerary now. Thanks to you.
You're more than welcome, and we're gonna have you back for part two. And Before we wind down this evening with the Artist Spotlight Show being brought to you by Music Dreams USA Radio Worldwide, the Blue Shamrock record label, and Biker Bay Barber and Company, anything on your mind?
Touring to America's on my mind. That's what's on my mind. And getting over there as soon as possible.
That'd be cool. All right, then. Well, I think we lost Samantha for a minute.
Gotcha.
There she is. Okay, yeah. Well, let me ask you this. We've had this idea, before I let you go, we've had this idea of getting American and Australian artists together and put on one big festival.
Oh, yes. Oh, how good would that be? No, that's a great idea. I mean, because there's something about Australians and Americans, again, from my point of view, I feel like we're kindred spirits, like we just, whether it's we love the way you talk and you love the way we talk. And we're like, every time I go over there, they're like, oh, keep on talking. And I'm like, no, you keep on talking, like it just works. I think that'd be so much fun. That would be a lot of fun. Great
Yeah,
idea.
I would love to see that happen. Seriously. I mean, we just have to get,
Yes.
the right sponsors and the right people behind that idea. And it would be such a great idea. We can turn that into like a yearly festival, having Australian and American artists on the same stage together. I think that would be amazing.
Oh, Russell, seriously, you have good ideas. That is really not just for me. I'm just saying that is a really good idea. It is a very good idea. I can just picture them on stage now. What should we call it? We'll think of that.
Well, when we have you back on part 2, I want you to have that name for me.
I'll have it. All
right, my friend. Well, you have a great rest of your day up in Australia, and
You too,
again,
darling.
thank you so much for being part of our show this evening. And you take care. Have a great evening, and we'll catch you on the flip side, girl.
You too, darling. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.
All right. Again, that was Samantha Dan, and so glad to have her on the show. Special thank you to Stephen Brady and the Blue Shamrock record label. And join us next week here every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We have another amazing artist just like the one we just had. And again, it's your friend Russell K. Coming to you live from our brand new studios up in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And we're excited to be here. And until next time, it's your friend Russell K. wishing you and yours a very, very pleasant good evening. And thank you so much for watching the Artist Spotlight Show.